Howdy, I'm Haugh, running as a Libertarian for U.S. Senate in North Carolina in 2014. Pollution is a crime. It should be treated as such. By their very nature, massive acts of pollution are very difficult to contain, causing harm to innocent victims and devaluing the property of those affected. One thing that sets Libertarians apart is that we are firm on taking personal responsibility for your actions. If you are successful, you should be able to reap all the benefits of your work. If you fail, you must accept the consequences. But under today's corporately owned government, there's no personal responsibility. The consequences of bad behavior are simply calculated as the cost of doing business. Now corporations have all the rights of individuals with none of the responsibilities. This is how directors of a corporation, who are people, are emboldened to make decisions with potentially horrific consequences. They pay lobbyists who buy legislation outright, and now the lobbyists are even writing the bills that regulate the industries they represent. Take that coal ash spill in Eden back in February as a classic example. Duke Energy has close ties to all levels of state and federal government. Their negligence dumped highly toxic waste into the Dan River that stretched over 70 miles downstream. Duke Energy has 14 more coal ash sites around this state. Each one is a threat to its neighbors, just like the one in Eden. And yet that company has bought off enough politicians so they won't have to compensate victims or do enough to prevent this from happening again. People who commit such horrific acts must fully compensate their victims and probably should go to prison. If the board of directors of Duke Energy knew that they could face criminal charges for their deliberate negligence, well, then maybe they'd have the incentive not to do that anymore. I'm Haugh, and I approve of clean water in my beer.